how a B-25 bomber crashed into the Empire State Building. On July 28, 1945, a U.S. military plane crashed into the Empire State Building. The crash left 14 people dead. The accident was caused by fog. A B-25 bomber was flying a routine mission from Massachusetts to New York. It had 2 pilots and 1 passenger aboard. One of the pilots, Captain William F. Smith, had led the most difficult missions in World War II. Smith requested to land in New York, but there was zero visibility. He was told not to land and circle back, but Smith insisted on reaching his final destination. He was directed to Newark Airport. The flight plan took the bomber around Manhattan. Smith was warned that the Empire State Building wasn't in sight. He flew at a low altitude to improve visibility. The clouds broke and he saw the bomber was flying among the skyscrapers. Smith tried to avoid the Chrysler Building on his way. This maneuver made the bomber hit the Empire State Building. It slammed into the 102-floor skyscraper at the 79th floor level. The plane's fuel triggered a fire down to a few floors. Around 20 women were injured first. Usually, 15,000 workers were present in the building, but it was a weekday, so there were around 1,500 people inside. An engine part landed on the roof of a nearby house and destroyed it. Another one damaged the lifting cables of 2 elevators. The elevator crashed down to the ground. Its operator was inside, but she survived, injuring her neck, back, and pelvis. She set the world record for the longest survived elevator fall, over 1,000 feet. Between 50 to 60 witnesses were on the 86th floor. They were trapped by the fire. Frank Powell, the tower's manager, led the group to safety at the fireproof stairwell. People hid there until their rescue. The fire was extinguished in 40 minutes. The Empire State Building had the best fire control system at the time. The crash killed Smith, the crew, and 11 workers. 26 people were injured, including several firemen. Despite the accident, the building was open. Less than 2 days later, a 20-foot hole was left in the side of the Empire State Building. The crucial structure wasn't affected, but the crash caused about $10.5 million in damage in today's money. The tower was repaired within 3 months. After the accident, the government strengthened flight rules over the city. Army Air Forces required additional training for pilots. However, a few people benefited from the accident. Some would pick up B-25 parts and sell them as souvenirs. People who peddled telescope views of the stars now had a new business. They sold close-up views of the crash hull. The elevator operator returned to the building. She didn't remember the accident. The government offered money to victims' families, but some demanded a trial. They initiated the lawsuit that changed legislation. The Federal Tort Claims Act was passed in 1946. It gave Americans the right to sue the federal government for accidents.